Right, hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Moaning Yorkshireman, and yes, we're back in the chair. I know it's been a while, I've been too busy doing other things and showing you my mum falling down water slides for the past couple of months. But yeah, we're back here now anyway, and we're talking about F1 games, Codemasters, and their Formula 1 games. Yeah. It's got to the point where I'm just aggravated by it now, so much so I need to do a video and rant about it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Codemasters and their racing games. The greatest ever racing game ever made ever was Race Driver Grid for the PS3. There's no questions about that. That's just fact. That's just a fact of life, you know. Almost like Where Do Babies Come From? It's just a fact. Race Driver Grid was fucking incredible. I did some proper, some proper lappage on that. And that was the greatest game ever made. Made by Codemasters. So I'm a big fan of Codemasters. And of course I was a big fan of Codemasters when F1 2010 came out. It was a really, really good game. And then since then, I've just been disappointed for the past several years. F1 2010 came out and it had its flaws, of course it did, it was a new game. And then F1 2011 came out and you're like, wow, this is wank. It was. It was just fucking shit. I have never had a car with so much fucking body roll in all my life. My Chevrolet Matiz doesn't have as much body roll as what those fucking F1 cars did in that game. Wow, it was horrendous. You could never string a consistent lap together or a certain race pace together because your car was just tilting like a fucking boat. Absolutely horrendous. 2012 came along, and don't get me wrong, I did enjoy 2012. That was a close second with 2010 for me for the best games, F1 games that Codemasters had made. That was a big improvement. And then here's where it gets wobbly. F1 2013 came out, and I couldn't stand it. And the classic cars on that game, for me, in my opinion, didn't work as a thing to introduce. Didn't work at all. Wasn't enjoyable, wasn't fun. You only had about 10 cars on the grid or whatever it were. Even on equal pace, they were never equal. So, it was shit. And now F1 2017's coming out, and you've got classic cars on it, and people are like, oh my god, classic cars are back, whoa, classic cars are back, and you're like, can you not remember how fucking bad they were on F1 2013? Can you not remember how shit and how pissed off people got because of the classic cars on that game? You just skip over things. They just introduce shit, and the fact that at the minute, from what I've seen from what cars they've released, I'm not impressed by them at all. I'm not impressed by the F1 car, the classic F1 cars that they've released, because most of them would be under the same licence as what they were back in 2013, such as like a 2002 Ferrari. I think you had a 98 Ferrari on there, on F1 2013. So the licensing will be pretty much the same. So they're not put any more effort into making that car. A 2010 Red Bull, for fuck's sake. If I wanted to play with a 2010 Red Bull, I'd play it on that game. I'd play it on F1 2010, funnily enough. Why the fuck are you making... Why are you making classic cars that I can play already on an F1 game? Do you know what I mean? In my eyes, classic cars from Formula 1 would be such as a 2009 Brawn, without a doubt, a 2000 Jaguar, first time Jaguar in it, stuff like that, six-wheel Tyrrell. Was it a Brabham with the big fucking turbo engine on the back of it? Like a jet engine on the back that only did one race and got banned? That's a classic in my eyes. Not a fucking 2010 Red Bull that I can play and have already played many hours in it. Wow, it's going to be on a PS4. Who gives a shit? And it just aggravates me that there's so much hype over these games, yet every time you buy them, you play them for a week and you're let down by them. And then people go, oh, well, you should have done this and you should have done that, Codemasters. And you're like, yeah, we've all been fucking telling them that, but they won't do it. And one big thing for me, what I want Codemasters to do, which they're never going to do, is turn penalties off online. I know that sounds stupid, but I don't do the 3-lap quick race fucking sprints that, people do and just have carnage and chaos and it's just shit. I like to do league racing, where we have his own rules and his own penalty systems. And most of the time, in a league race, you'd end up getting your penalties taken off you that the game's giving you anyway, because they're shit. For me, on F1 2016, I cut one corner, doesn't matter when or where in the race, so if I cut one corner, instant 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, then for the next 20 laps, for some reason, I can cut as many corners as I like, and I just get warnings. How does that work as a fucking penalty system? It doesn't. Other people have it different. Other people can cut first 20 corners, fine. And then they get a penalty, maybe. You know what I mean? It just aggravates the shit out of me that races are ruined by penalty systems, especially when you're racing with friends and online. So that needs to be removed. And people are going to probably go, oh, well, why didn't you tell them? I did tell them when they did that fucking suggestions thing months ago for what would you like to see in F1 2017. And I know for a fact they never listened to us. I mean, come on, for the love of God. And I know Dave, F1 Games PlayStation, touched on this, that F1 are only interested in the publicity, so they'll get people testing the game, such as like Arava, whoever the fuck he's called, that fucking knobhead anyway. X-Matty G, you know, doesn't fucking play the game. You know what I mean? Into the barrier, 3-lap sprints, don't do a career mode, don't do league racing. You need people that actually play the game properly to assess a game before it comes out. And they never do, because they're just like, ooh, we've got fucking Tia McMurdoch here. Oh, wow, look at him go, being really fucking shit. I don't care about what the fuck he's doing. If I cared about what he's doing, I'd subscribe to his fucking YouTube channel, but I don't. I don't give a shit about what they're up to. I want to see proper people test the game properly in league racing situations and real online racing. You know, and they can't get it right. Codemasters has never been able to get online right. Not even on F1 2010, which I adore. Never been able to get it right for the life of them. They've never been able to get online racing right. And that's the reason why I've decided I'm not buying F1 2017. Because I am sick and tired of being let down after paying £40 for a game. F1 2010 was phenomenal. F1 2011 was shit. F1 2012, yeah, was decent. And then that was it. 2013, piss poor, disappointed. 2014, fuck me. Fuck me. F1 2014, what were you doing with your life? I just... Oh, God, I can't even... Abysmal was just the word for it. Absolute horseshit. It was wank. Absolutely wank. F1 2015 came out on PS4. What the fuck was that? What was that? They take career mode off, safety car out, red flags out. I'm just like... Hang on a minute, what the fuck is this? I paid £18 for that on store and I felt ripped off. Because I said I weren't buying it new. I was too busy disappointed with F1 2013 and 14 that I pre-ordered. So F1 2015 was the first game I didn't pre-order. Paid £18 for it. Felt ripped off. Was how bad F1 2015 was. F1 2016 isn't that much better. Apart from all they've done is brought career mode back in, safety car back in. And everyone's going, oh wow, safety car's back. And you're like, that's not good. That's not a good thing. Stop getting excited over things that should have been in F1 2015, that they're just making fucking publicity out on F1 2016 when it should be there. It's an official Formula 1 game, for fuck's sake. Of course it should have a career mode and fucking safety cars. Jesus Christ. Oh, it just annoys me. It just aggravates the shit out of me that people had hype over F1 2016 because things that got taken out of 2015 were back. And you're like, yeah, there were in 2011, 12, 13 and 14, these things, mate. Oh, for fuck's sake. It just aggravates me. So, yeah, I've made the decision that I'm not getting F1 2017 in any way, shape or form because I am sick and tired of being disappointed by the games. They're not worth any money to me anymore now. You know, and for the amount of league racing I do, it's not worth it. It's not worth spending the money on them. You know, and yeah, it probably will be a good game. But how long is it going to be before we find the problems with it? You know, F1 2016 I found the problems straight away with the career mode. Too easy to fucking advance your car and get a manner to the front of the grid. I was winning races on it. I had difficulty by 4th race. You know what I mean? Too fucking stupid. Unrealistic, but yeah. So yeah, F1 2017, I don't give a shit how much hype there is around it. I'm not getting hyped up about it because it's just going to be shit. And I know it's going to be shit. So yeah, unless they, you know, release a classic car, which I think is decent, you know, then I'm not even going to consider buying it. But even then, when they say, like, classic cars, you know, an '09 Braun to me is a classic, not a 2010 fucking Red Bull. You know, a 2000 Jaguar. You know, it just aggravates me. It just aggravates me. Their idea of classic is, ooh, what can we add in for the simplest thing possible? You know what I mean? What can we add in just to make it easy, to put little minimal effort in, and just make money out of it? Anyway, that's that rant over with. Hope you enjoyed it, because I certainly did. And if you are planning on buying the F1 2017 game, which I'm sure most of you are that are watching this, then don't take it to heart. I'm not having a go at you, but I just think you're fucking idiots. And that's the end of it. So until next time, guys, much love, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra!